Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to episode 6 of the Unpacking Podcast. Welcome in everyone in the chat today. Today, our guest is one of the newest members of Team Vishayan. She's a card collector hailing from New Zealand, so she probably would not prefer to say she's a deck builder. However, this raccoon is not shy about her trashy otaku side. And why should she be? She's a manga reading, anime watcher, and that's fun at any age. Working as a professional lady for years before getting into streaming, she can lull you into a false sense of security with her mature, inviting charm, and then beat you effortlessly at your favorite video game. If it requires esoteric knowledge, lots of hours of commitment, then you'll find it broadcasted on Yozo's stream. She's the rack with the rack. Give a warm welcome to the incredible Yuzuru Aoi. I hope I'm pronouncing the Aoi correct.
Hi, Yozo. You're right. It is. It's like Yowie, but without the Y. That's what I tell people.
Of course it is. Good morning, Yozo.
Hello,
I hope
everyone.
You're doing well, all the way from the sunny New Zealand.
Sunny New Zealand. Like, before the stream, Jess was like, "How's the weather?" And I'm like, "Bad."
We got all fucked up because Melbourne was so lovely. And then we've come back to our abodes and be like, why is it freaking raining? This is weird. But yes,
I think Australians love lying about it going to rain.
What
That's my, Cleo before our trip was like, it's going to be awful. It's going to be so cold. It's going to be so rainy. And then I was sweating.
Yeah.
I was sweating so much.
I think consistently your favorite bit was women love lying about the weather.
They do. Women love shopping. They love carbs and lying about the weather.
It was a very fun. Jetpack, please be welcome. And Yozo, if you don't know, Yozo is newest member of Vishayan, and I'm so happy to have you today on the pod, just talking about streaming and getting into streaming, what you started, why you keep doing it, all the rest of it. And
I'm excited to be here.
I do want to throw it all the way back. We're gonna throw it back. We're gonna bust it down. This is my favorite question to ask everybody right at the start of the pod. And it's such a simple question, but it's so interesting. Do you remember the first spark that made you go oh, what did you see that made you go, oh, I think I want to become a VTuber? And maybe it was for you, it was streaming, or was it initially oh, I think I want to, do you remember who you're watching, what you saw?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, but I think it paints me in a bad light, so don't judge me too bad.
Okay.
Okay. So I had been a big fan of Idols and Hololive for a long time.
Mm-hmm. How long? Then, how OG were you on the ground running?
So, obviously I had followed Kitsune Ai for a long time, since 2016. But then I got into Hololive pre-Gen 4, which was fantasy. So that's Kanata, Pecora, Coco's debut. I really like idol stuff. Yeah. So that's why I mostly got into VTubers, is because a lot of stuff is
a lot of idols when you were younger and a kid. Do you have a favorite idol group, OG? It's
really basic. I really love Love Live. Okay. I love Love Live more than life itself. And so it was just more Love Live that was live all the time and very accessible. So that was kind of my first experience with VTubers. But then, so I went on Twitch and discovered that there were Western VTubers that existed.
Okay. So that was before Gen 1 English.
Yeah, before Gen 1 English. I applied for Gen 1 English.
Okay.
With zero streaming experience.
Oh, I was going to ask.
I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Okay, that's really interesting. Because that would be before I even had the confidence to try something like that. So you were really I'm gonna go for this, and you had not even streamed as the indie yet.
Do you know the Dunning-Kruger effect?
I love it. Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah, no, I was on the peak of Mount Stupid.
Yes.
I had a whole bunch of confidence that I really shouldn't have.
Did you even have a concept for Yozo when you did the initial application? Or did you just apply as yourself?
No, so I both had a concept for Yozo and for my Hololive persona. I had two concepts.
Oh, really? You had two different visions in your head.
Yeah,
How
two different
were
visions.
they?
Well, I feel like my personality as I am, as myself, is not very idol-like. So I had a more cute personality. More cute, more put on, because I feel like that's the main difference between like the idol couple and you know,
being able to shoot the shit on Twitch.
Being like indie, that sort of stuff. Yeah, me but cuter is a good way to put it.
Me, Yozo, the cuter Yozo.
but yeah, after that, I started discovering that there were wits and indies streaming on Twitch. And then I'm not gonna name names because this is like big shade, but I was watching a big streamer who's still around to this day, and I was watching their stream, and I was like, I am so much funnier than this bitch. I was like, she has 1 billion views, and I am funnier than her. I could get 1 billion views.
This is big. The Dunning-Kruger scale is in full effect right now, Oomphy.
You say this, but I still feel that way. It's just one of the things where being funny is not enough to be a successful VTuber.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it. So like you saw this, you're like, I'm gonna freaking do this, and like you had these two concepts. You'd apply to Hollow. Were you at what point after applying to like Hollow did you start streaming on your own, and like you started like actually using the concept of like Yozo and?
Yeah, so basically, like, how I started for my streaming was it was COVID. I had a bunch of time.
Yeah.
And then Animal Crossing wasn't very good. Animal Crossing wasn't very good, and I got bored after a couple of months. So then I was like, I'm gonna start speedrunning again. Because I used to speedrun when I was like a child, a little baby. But I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. But you need VODs to speedrun.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, I like VTubers. I might as well be a VTuber, you know?
Yeah, and so that's early days VTubing. Do you remember the process of like going and like finding artists and getting assets? Like how did that go for you? And like even just creating the concept of Yozo, how much building that concept was things you like and things you were inspired by?
So especially back in the day, there wasn't really any like an ease of finding artists, or like there were like 5 riggers if you wanted to live 2D.
Yeah.
So like that wasn't, so everyone used really homemade V-Roids.
Oh, did you
even I did
V-Roid with your first stream?
Yeah, my very first V-Roid I made myself. I ran it for like 6 months of like a V-Roid studio I made myself.
Do you remember like the feeling you had before your first going live stream? Did you have any nerves? Or were you just like, oh fuck, I'm gonna try this out? Like where was your head at?
Well, I didn't really have like a big debut. I just started playing my game for VOD, so no one was in the chat for a long time because I wasn't advertising myself. I wasn't on Twitter like finding the stream. Like no one knew that I existed. Which was
speed running.
I was just speed running to 0 viewers, living my best life. And I remember the first time that like someone who wasn't one of my friends turned up, like an actual random, and I like freaked out. I didn't know what I was supposed to say to this person, so I ended the stream because I was so used to like not having randoms.
That's brilliant.
And so I was like, I don't know. I had like a little autismo moment, and a little panic, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do, and so I ran away like the coward I am.
No, that's actually so interesting. Like, so that you saw that you're like, I've just been vibing. What are you doing here?
What are you doing, rando? You're like, not supposed to be here.
At what point did more people kind of start popping by, and maybe you started taking it a little bit more seriously, or like that getting really into like the banter with the chat? Like, do you remember that process slipping a little bit? Like,
after a while, I was like, I really enjoyed the VTubing, but like I need a chat, you know? You can't just be a VTuber all on your own and not have a Twitter account. Don't do social media. So I actually posted on Reddit. The virtual YouTubers subreddit used to be like kind of happening back in like 2020.
Really?
Because it was like kind of one of the few places where you can get like actual information.
Mm.
So I got my first 2 viewers from shilling myself on Reddit, and that's pretty much how it started.
Hell yeah. And then you're like, okay, I'm actually gonna try and like create a little community, create a little space. I mean,
Yeah.
do you like, so talking about like pivoting into that, do you remember like having a moment you were like, oh, these are my weaknesses, these are things I want to get better at, this is how I want to make my streams better? Do you remember having those feelings, or was it really just kind of a natural, as you kept doing it, you just naturally got more comfortable? Or was there any point where you're being consciously like, ooh,
every day of my life, brother.
I can focus on doing this more. Yeah.
So I think self-reflection is good in any sort of hobby that you want to do. That's the only way that you improve, if you be able to look at the things that you are good at, the things that you are bad at, and try and highlight the things that you are good at and get slightly better at the things that you are bad at. I'm still on that journey.
We all are, like, honestly. I mean, like, did you find yourself also like watching other streamers and being like, oh, I like what they're doing, I want to try that? Or did you really go like, no, I'm just gonna keep on speed running, I'm gonna keep on playing my card games, and this is what I love doing?
So
like early on,
I come from a marketing background. So as a part of like business analysis, you're supposed to look at people who offer similar offerings to you and be able to like analyze what makes them successful and then try and apply that to your own business.
Yes.
So that is something that I do on a regular basis, but I do it less and less as I get, mostly because I have noticed that a lot of what makes a streamer unique is themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not something that you can emulate.
Yes. It's like,
you know,
only taking inspiration can go so far before you kind of lose a little something, maybe.
And so like, mostly because it's like a cult of personality type thing, that if you try so hard to be someone that you're not, that like the chat can tell when you're being inauthentic. I think is something to like, you get the vibes when you watch streams.
Down. That's interesting, but that you did have that like marketing background, so maybe initially on you like, I can maybe build this a little more professionally, I can focus on putting myself here and there to make this work. I mean, with your early like Yozo design and Yozo character and everything like that, like how much do you think that it like is evolved and changed and being like reflective of who you are?
So much. My original design concept, I was not a raccoon. I was I was just a human woman. Scary, huh?
Wait, they don't exist. They're not real on the internet. What are you talking about? Hold on.
So my lure wise was the losing heroine trope. Is that my hope was that chat one day would find a girlfriend and stop coming to my stream. And I would be the losing heroine, you know? That we can hang out until they eventually, you know, touch grass, eat us.
I love that. That's amazing.
You know, because that's kind of what happens with the chat sometimes. You know? When they no longer need my companionship.
They just fly the nest.
They fly the nest, and I'd be like, I still love you. We had some good times.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you gotta move on to the winning hero.
It's not you, it's me. Go live your king.
Yeah, so that was my. I think it's a good concept.
Oh yeah,
about it.
That's wonderful.
You know,
then why'd you go into the raccoon after that? Were you just inspired?
So from that one, I went into the raccoon. One, because I really like kimono Mimi. I like the fluffiness. I like being fluffy.
Yeah.
You know, you can. Spoiler alert: you can be a human woman in real life. But can you be a fluffy cutie patootie in real life? Only if you're a freak, you know.
Only if you're willing to put the effort in. And let's be real, Yosin, we're not willing to put the effort in.
Fursuits are expensive, Jeff, you know?
Right? That's interesting. So you just kind of went, like, I want to be this fun little...
Well, like, I feel like I'm a bit... I feel like raccoons have good energy. Yeah. You know? They're kind of freaky little guys. And I'm a freaky little guy. Yeah. So I thought, you know, and they got cute ears and they got a cute tail. You know? But Unfortunately, my debut as a raccoon was literally a week before Snuffy debuted as a raccoon, and I got so upset.
Oh, girl. So yeah,
I
did
was
you
like,
have a
there's no more
debut? Because
sort
you said
of.
you just kind of started as a V-Roid. Did you then get to debut like a later model, like have the official VTuber experience?
Yeah, so I did, but
Yeah.
it's just more like you do a PowerPoint presentation where you
Yeah.
tell people
Yeah.
who you are and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. And it's like fun to do, you know? Even if it's not like a real debut and everyone kind of already knows what you are. It's fun to put together the PowerPoint and be like, hi, I'm Yozo.
Fancy moment. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this kind of relates back to what we were talking about earlier with how you like initially applied for Holo and like some corporate stuff. But now like you're indie and you know you've been doing it independently. Do you think you still have like a respect and love for corporate, or like what do you find is like the appeal for you or for being indie versus like attracted to corporate spaces?
Well, I still love idols.
Yeah.
I still love idols a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the corporate space has moved quite a far away from idol culture. I think as time goes on, it is much less Japanese, much less idol culture, and kind of its own thing, which I think is good. You know, I think talent should be able to do what they want, more or less. But I love idols, Jet.
Yeah. I just want to be Moe Kun.
Yeah, I want to see cute girls trying hard. That's all I want.
You definitely are. From my experience of getting to know you, a person does like really want to do like the idea of doing your best, make something good. And you've been involved in like different teams and different crews and stuff through indie streaming and all of that. Like, what's been your experience with like the early world of indie VTubing to now? So how many years have you actually been doing this? I don't know if I properly
5 years.
5 years.
Ooh. Coming up to 6, which is scary.
Yo. So you were on the ground running in the indie space, which there was a large kind of difference in culture early on, and it's kind of become, like it's become more homogenous between both spaces as it's continued. Like, what's your
yes and no.
Okay.
Like in the beginning, it was very much HoloLive LARP, and the funny thing is that the VTuber community kind of got put in with the anime roleplay community. Because like VTubing was such a new thing that it wasn't really a space.
Yes.
So everyone just assumed that every VTuber was an anime role player that just had a couple of $1,000 to like fuck around with. Yeah. So you would do collabs with people and they would like not break character ever. Whole time, and there would be like looking back, it's personally I find it a bit cringe. But I mean, you know,
did you ever kind of really heavily lore post? I mean, I think I even did when my first 2 years of streaming.
I never had particularly high kayfabe, TBH. Just personally, I've always been myself, which is important to me. And also, I think if I was to do kayfabe, I would want to be much cuter.
That would be the holo Yozo.
Yeah, it would be the holo Yozo. And you're never gonna see that because you have indie Yozo, where I say bad words sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, okay. So like, yeah, you are right though. There was that kind of anime LARPing, and then it's kind of evolved and changed a little bit.
You can tell who has been here for a long time as like a rule of thumb. You have this. It's first name, last name, and it's Japanese.
Yep.
Is how you can tell that someone. If it's not Japanese, you're safe. You're safe, Jean Faymas.
I mean,
but Yozora Aoi is not telling someone in real life as a little white girl that your name is Yozora Aoi is a experience I don't want to experience again, Jess.
I think even me being first name last name is also indicative that was on the right on the ends of that like holo LARP, because everyone did.
First name last name.
First name last name.
I know.
Marco
but
Cleo Aite, we all got it.
But the more modern VTubers do not have first name, last name.
Yeah, it's true.
Or it's specifically last name, first name, if you're going really hardcore. Because, like,
that's true.
Aoi is technically my first name, lore-wise,
right,
just saying.
That's right.
Yozora is a last name, not a first name.
You're absolutely correct on that. This might be jumping forward in some of the questions, but I'm actually kind of interested because you are such a, like, lover of idol culture. This might be asking for a Yozo hot take, but how do you feel about new big baby VTubers and, like, maybe not really knowing about the origins as much and just kind of getting into it? Do you have a little bit of the girl boss gatekeep mentality?
always gatekeeping. No, yeah. I think you don't need to know the lore. Yeah. I think VTubing is just another form of streaming, and you can just enjoy it for what it is. I think I live my life. If you don't like something, just like turn 360 degrees and walk away, you know? Like you can just close your eyes if you don't like it. You know? So I think, you know, I don't think being like, oh, you gotta be an idol degree. Though every single time, sorry, I'm gonna get mad at the chat for a second. Every single time I make the Xbox 360 joke from like 2012 that you turn 360 degrees and walk away, there's always some guy who's just like, I don't get it. Shut the fuck up. Women can make jokes, actually. Wait, hold on.
Is that like women can be funny? I don't know. That's okay. Now we're going a bit crazy.
Don't you mean 180? It's an Xbox 360 joke. Some of us still remember the console wars, alright?
Some of us were there in the trenches.
Make her old joke. Come on,
Talking about being like grammar, joke. When you started off, it was that culture of a lot of other streamers were younger. Did you ever feel like, oh god, I'm a little bit like, I'm an OG weeb, and you had to kind of suppress that? How have you felt? Like
the first time I was called old on stream, I was 26 years old.
That's ancient, to be real. Like,
what? 26 is not old, gents. The children always think that some amount of old is old. I've seen people in the chat being like, my life is over, I'm 19, and I'm like,
oh, that
brother,
is actually crazy.
You've got teen in your name, you still probably piss your pants, you know?
Exactly.
So, I think some people just have haggier energy than others.
Yeah.
Even with their age. You know, there are some hags that still have the youthful, you know, they still got that gleam in their eyes, the hope in their
Cleo
soul.
is not one of them.
Cleo is not one of them. I think if Cleo claimed to be 23, I think people would laugh at her.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I'm like a hyper weeb, when I started, I was saying that I was forever 17.
Classic.
Like KK Cyber. But then some people accused me of being a pedophile.
Oh.
Because I retweeted some lewd art when I was saying that I was forever 17. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay.
Then I
we
stopped
are in the
saying
internet that happens,
because some people are not very intelligent in this world. Some of you chat not that smart.
Have you found that like the culture shift, specifically in like India and even in some corporate with like, you know, age of 30s is in demand, has been really good for just kind of being comfortable and being able to be like an older woman who's into dorky shit, you know? Like,
I think it's more socio-economic factors what has led to hag love being accepted. Because these days, it's not just women who marry for social mobility. Men can get groomed too. It's 2025.
She can buy you the Lego freaking Death Star kit.
Totally, I can buy you the Lego Death Star.
Money. Like, equality win. Let's go.
So I think that's the main difference in why I think hag love has become a thing. Is that you know, there are men who are interested in having a sugar mommy.
Exactly. We are so off the topic right now. Let me jump all the way back. Okay.
Sorry.
This is a professional podcast. Yozo, could we get? Okay. going back to, so you get into streaming, you start doing it, you're like, but you know, you're jumping around, you're joining crews and teams and trying stuff. Do you you kind of found like your niche and the stuff you like doing? Do you have like a kind of streaming routine, or are you a just hit live kind of person?
Streaming routine.
Like, do you have like a little like, oh, I gotta get everything set up, I need to have this all organized, like I need to have a plan.
I do set everything up. So I do get my water. Yeah. I do my cat's litter during the starting soon stream. That's a secret. Because like otherwise I'm usually just sitting there, like being like, when am I going live? I cannot sit and watch the starting soon screen. I have to get up and leave. If I'm not like getting some water or just like AFK, my starting soon screen is gonna be 2 minutes tops. I just can't sit there. I'm like, the chat's here, I'm here. What are we doing?
Like, so you're one of the person where you kind of do have most things pre-prepared, and then you just finish up on the final things before you actually turn the mic on.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on having a schedule. Sometimes I have a schedule, sometimes I don't. It's been a little difficult with being sick so often that like having a schedule and chronic illness is they're not that conducive to each other.
Do you like having a schedule and that's why you go back to it? Like,
I like having a schedule. I think the chat likes having a schedule because it's like, it's sort of like TV time, you know? You like to see your favorite show at roughly the same-ish time.
Yes.
And you'll be like, oh, it's time for this. And so I'd like to have that consistency when I can. Because it's nice. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to play the game that I put on the schedule.
And you just change it. You're like, we did something else today.
Oh, it's something else. Women love lying, Jets.
Called lying. God forbid a woman exists. God forbid a woman get a little cheeky, a little silly.
Yeah. But I think the chat is pretty used to me just being like, I lied to you, sorry.
We're doing something else.
We're doing something else today.
Did you like, have you always like, how do I word this? Did you consciously go into that with creating a community space of being very honest and banterous, so that's the way that the dynamic works? Like,
I just don't have a filter.
That's fair.
I think that naturally leads to a pretty honest community. If I just say whatever I think and I'd be like, oh, sorry, chat. Like, I don't know. I don't want to lie to the chat personally.
Do you?
I'm not a big. As much as I say that women love lying.
No. So true. Can confirm. The chat's confirming. So with the schedule though, like, do you find like, when you're preparing for streams and stuff, do you kind of like off-stream brainstorm ideas or go, oh shoot, I should play that game, oh shoot, I should try that? Because you do a lot of challenge runs. You don't just like play like the latest AAA game. You'll go back and you'll do a kind of competitive playthrough of something. Do you pre-plan those, or do you just kind of wing it?
I do. I mostly because like it's something that I only realized like quite a bit through VTubing is that a lot of VTubers aren't like hardcore gamers, you know? They just happen to game. Whereas like I've been a sweat lord for too long, long. and so like when there's like a game that's interesting, you know, I do research and stuff of like what's coming out, what's interesting.
I want to know like your thoughts on the difference between the world of VTubing and competitive gaming, like how they kind of combined.
I think there's no overlap between those two things.
Really? Yeah.
Really honest. I think there's zero. I think VTubers in general offer a very different experience. So, in part of my market research,
yes, please tell me more. Yes.
About why people want to watch streams. When people want to watch competitive gaming, it's like you got to think about the value proposition that offers them. They mostly want to like learn themselves about how to play the game, or like, you know, that they're watching someone be a master of their craft, basically. Or like, you know, be able to emulate what they're doing. Whereas with VTubers, it's much more about companionship, you know, or like more influencer culture type stuff. It's about a cult of personality, which has like, when you look at the people who are very, very good at their video games, they are usually not very personable. You know? You know?
Yeah.
They're usually like, because they put in so much effort into like being good at the game, and also like it's hard to chat to the chat and give the game 100%.
Yes.
That is, you are like, streamers say this all the time, but it is true, chat.
Yeah.
It's that it's much harder to play games on stream than it is on your own.
And
like
specifically if you have a different priority. Like, if you can play the game on stream if you're just focusing on the game. You've got, your brain isn't doing like 500 other things. Like, I should make a joke here. I should respond to that. I should read this. I should, X, Y, and Z.
If I ignore my chat too long, they start, ooh, streamer hates me, you know? And I don't want to do that to them.
No.
They're very needy.
Yeah. Do you find you will like be like, guys, I have to focus right now because I'm gonna want to do my little fixation?
I do.
Yeah.
Especially when I was speedrunning, they'll be like, hold up, chat, I'm gonna ignore you for a little bit. Yeah. Right, and then they get to post for a little bit, you know? I think as long as it's not too often, the chat's usually okay. But I think you can train your chat into like getting used to being neglected. I think.
Get into it?
I think so. I think so. 'Cause I look at some other chats, and they're totally okay with their streamer never really interacting with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you do you think you are still working on, or you found more of a balance of being able to do
I like my
runs?
chat, so I don't want to abuse them too much. But
fair. Wait, you're
it
a
might
streamer
change,
that enjoys your community?
I like my community. I know that's scary to say, but they're pretty cool guys at the end of it. They don't tell you about the reverse parasocial,
right?
You know?
No one warns you.
No one warns you. So when I started, I didn't really understand a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And so what I used to follow every viewer that followed. I used to follow them back because I thought it would be polite. So I was following about 4,000 people at a time. And let me tell you, so much furry porn. So much furry porn.
I feel like it's not checking the top drawer in your parents' room thing. You don't need to know what your community
You don't need to know.
You don't need to know. Just don't open the top drawer. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So I started unfollowing all the viewers because I was being a little freak about it, you know? That's too much information. The viewers deserve their privacy, you know?
Do you think that's in line with the culture shift of you being I think I'm gonna treat my independent streams more as a professional space, more of a community space?
No? It was entirely through I'm doing some freak stalking shit. I gotta quit that.
I gotta reel this back in.
This is not socially acceptable. I gotta, people don't do this.
Yeah. You checked yourself essentially.
Yeah, I checked myself before I wrecked myself, or even halfway through wrecking myself.
So you're doing you got your challenge run stuff, but you've also done project streams. I got to be part of the Are You Smarter Than a VTuber, which was brilliant.
Did you like it? I was so worried.
That was really
I thought the questions were too hard. It was very hard
hilarious.
to try and find questions that fit with.
No, that was
Jets.
it was
some
very
VTubers aren't very intelligent.
Wait, Jetslexia? What? No way. Wait, what?
But then some VTubers are really smart.
Yeah,
that's
hiding
you and I felt bad trying to gauge how smart I thought someone was with minimal information. It was the challenge run for myself to try and guess how intelligent my friends were.
I was gonna say, did you enjoy that process, and how was that different than your regular streams?
It was so stressful.
It was so stressful. You're never again. Back to I freaking challenge run Dark Souls 3. That shit was easy. Clap.
It was one of those things where the stream itself was an hour long, and I was spending 16 hours preparing for it, behind the scenes. And I understand why TV shows have a production company behind them.
Yeah.
You need a full crew to do this. And it's just one of those things that it was so much effort.
Do you find that that is part of the indie world? You do want to do those creative more challenging projects until you realize, oh my god, I'm doing this independently. That means me and me going crazy.
Like even just the data entry of typing out the questions and like setting up the slides and stuff took like forever. I think one of those things that I realized is that like one, I was doing it so I could talk to more people.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite shy. I think you know this by now. So I was trying to do it as like a way to force myself to interact with other people.
Yeah.
But it turns out if you just invite someone to your game show and then never follow up, that's not friendship. I'm just gonna let you know that like they're just gonna turn up to your show and then move on with their lives. And
people
just,
busy, man.
People are busy.
Yeah.
And so like I wasn't getting what I really wanted out of it.
Yeah, and so the process was a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think event streams, especially very high effort event streams, do much better on like YouTube than as a Twitch stream. Mostly because Twitch really rewards you for going long, like having a long stream. Whereas like you don't want to do 3 hours of The Price is Right, you know? There's a reason why that show is half an hour.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'm very aware that even this podcast it's a little capsule thing, and it's probably not ideal for Twitch, but we know we're here vibing. But you are completely correct with that. I mean, with the flow of doing that, obviously it stressed you out, but outside of projects like that, when you're just doing regular streams, what's your kind of work? I want to what does the Yozo workspace look like? What's the trash den? What's the setup? What's the behind the scenes? What are you going on? Yeah, reveal the truth.
So before the trip, I like just like pulled out a whole bunch of stuff and I just haven't put it back, and it's been like a week. But been busy, Jess. I've been busy.
Do you have a beverage? Are you like a big water girl? Coffee, tea, green tea?
So I, if I can be bothered, I have a coffee.
Nice.
I have a coffee and I have a water. I'm one caffeine beverage, one water beverage. Before streaming, I drank a lot less water, but like my throat gets fucked up.
Right.
If I stream for a long time. Empty can chick. Just one.
Just one. Which is, can you expose?
Oh, vanilla Coke. I'm a Coke girly.
Nice. Vanilla Coke.
Yeah. But like it has gone up to like 5 before, if I'm gonna be completely honest. It's you know, I am a raccoon at the end of the day. Exactly. I think I get a free pass, you know?
Right. Now can I expose this that you do kind of literally stream from a closet?
That's true, but people know that I live in a walk-in closet, and that's. Yes. But I think it's just because I like to separate workspace from like living space, and like it's quite difficult if you're in a 1-bedroom apartment, because like where are you gonna put the workspace? You know, are you gonna put it in your living room? Are you gonna put it in your bedroom? It's that's why I think like streamer houses, I think you just stream from your bedroom.
Yes.
Then like where are you supposed to relax? I would be lying in bed and I'll be thinking it's like, oh, I gotta do this thing, you know? I'm not very good at like separating the physical space is very important for me.
No, I streamed from my bedroom for a few years before I got my newer offices, and I think it's fundamentally important to have that divide. Did you always have that, or that's mainly at your most recent place? Were you ever like streaming on top of yourself in your own bedroom?
No, so I've always had a space.
That's great.
But like my first space is like we had 4 of us in a 4-bedroom apartment, and then one of the roommates moved out, and then I just like moved into.
You're like, this is my office.
Well, because we only had like 6 months left on the lease, so it was like it wasn't really worth getting someone in that we didn't really, because we're all like big nerds and stuff, getting someone in for that time. So I was just like, I'm gonna just move in there.
Do your thing. That's really good. So you've always had that divide, which is very healthy. Yeah. Do you find when you're done with stream, you kind of like cut it? Like you close the door. You're like, that spot's just for the stream.
when I stopped streaming,
Yeah.
my cat Okita, he's so needy, but he hates that I'm like so loud on stream.
Mine's
But like
the
he
same.
wants to cuddle 24/7.
Yes.
But as soon as I start like streaming, he's like, I'm out, this loud
Mima's
bitch.
exactly
It hurts.
the same. Yeah.
So as soon as I shut the fuck up for like not even a full minute, he like he can open the, so I have a sliding door to the closet. He's learned how to open it. So he will like slam it open like it's like Resident Evil, and he's like Mr. X. And it's like cuddle time now. So I have to go like pick him up and like, because he likes to be held like a baby.
Yeah.
But he wants to be held like a baby, but he doesn't want me to sit down when he does it. He wants me to like walk around. It's like a real baby, you know? So when I'm done with stream, I have to like pick him up and like walk him around the house, because otherwise he gets like sad.
It's like the most perfect post-stream therapy. There's time to nestle the child.
Yeah, he's like cuddle time, and then he'll like purr real loud, and I'll be like, oh, my baby. I'm so sorry that I abused you by being so loud, you know?
I feel like I can relate so much. Oh my god. To go back to your like, setup in your space and stuff. Technology has evolved so much since you started streaming, because you started with like V-Road. I did this much the same. How's your like tech setup changed? Do you like having more of an expressive model? Is that more fun? Is that something that's important to you, or you're just like, I get a new one because I can, it's not really your priority? Like, how much do you really engage with like the new art, new technology of VTubing?
New art, new technology.
Yeah.
I feel like VTubing has reached a peak for a little while, to be honest. I find it very interesting that like, particularly in the West, that bounciness of models is very important. That is your like, how quality a model is kind of how bouncy it is, and how, you know, they really like, you know, the movement.
Yeah. The baby simulation videos.
Yeah. But I think things have not really changed all that much. Maybe in the last like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I think we've kind of hit the peak of like massive changes. Because if you look at like tracking and rigging quality from like 2020, 2021 to now, it's massive.
Yes.
But if you look at like a good like 2022, 2023 model, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference.
I think that is a very good point. Yeah. It has hit that kind of, we have plateaued a little bit with the quality. Do you find yourself constantly thinking of evolving your model or changing things up? Are you happy with how things are looking?
I'm happy.
Yeah,
I think whenever you do major, thank you.
I do love your design. Yeah.
My only real big gripe about Yozo as she is that she's a bit sexier than I am as a person. You know, but like, what a problem to have. I'm too sexy, you know.
God damn.
Oh man,
ass too fat. What the?
Because like I think when I talk and people watch the streams, I am a goofy little guy.
You do have
and then
fun energy.
Yeah, but then like some people thought that like I did like just porn. You know,
I was gonna say, do you struggle with people projecting onto your character too much?
So I've had some people like say that, you know, they'd be like, oh, I thought you were a lewd tuber or whatever, when I'm a goober in my heart. But like, it's fine. They can get to know me. First impressions don't last forever.
Yeah, it's almost fun for you to have the whole, they come in thinking they're gonna get a sexy Nissan raccoon, and then you're like, we're gonna fucking speed run Duck's holes.
Yeah, look at my autism.
The ultimate Gatmo way.
Yeah, so I think there is a degree of that, but I think going back to marketing, I think it would be better if it was more aligned. Yeah. But at the end of the day, while some people may click for a design that they like, they do. It's not the be all end all of your like streaming career. You know, if you're a doo-doo pooper streamer, it doesn't matter how hot you are, and also your chat will be horrendous.
Like, I was gonna say, do you find it almost fun challenging people's expectations? Like, is there a joy in being like, you know, I'm gonna be really honest and gonna shock you when you actually get to know me?
I used to say, click for the boobs, stay for the yozo.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah. Hell yeah.
You know, in the thumbnail, you're like, that's some nice titties, and then you come because you're having a good time.
Hell yeah.
Not come like that, chat. Stupid freak.
So for you though, then what do you think is the one thing you click with being the most fulfilling? Is it really the community and like the banter, or is it because it's like you're very content with your art and like or is it the entertainment? What do you find like
I
you
live
with the most with streaming?
The chat kick W's /+2s.
Yeah.
When or sometimes I get the like, huh? I accept those as wins as well, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, when the chat is happy, I am happy.
Yeah.
My like dad knows that I stream, and he told my grandparents, because like I told my grandparents that I also stream, and they were a bit confused about it. And it was just like, she's like a bit part comedian, you know? I have like regular work, but maybe I'll make it someday. But you know, things are going okay. I tell some jokes, you know.
And so that's
that's kind of how I like to make the chat happy. I'm here to have some hee hee ha ha's and have a good time.
Do you, because we're talking about how like you've evolved into like, I have a question here which is like, do you feel like you've become more of your character over time, or the question is like, do you still separate your personal identity from your character? But from what we've like chatted,
it's just
always
me,
been
brother.
very honest. Yeah, exactly. You've always been very, very honest in the start, and so I feel like, do you feel like you have become more comfortable though? Was there early on where you were a little more maybe cagey, a little more shelled in?
I mean, I was quite nervous about putting myself out there, and I'm still quite nervous about putting myself out there. I worry quite a lot that like not everyone has the same sense of humor, and like sometimes like you just don't vibe with people very much, and like sometimes people just don't vibe with me, and that makes me a bit anxious. But I think that's more like rejection sensitivity than like anything else. I am just myself, and it helps a lot that like the chat can leave at any point, you know?
Yeah, as I was saying, like, what kind of things steps do you take to make sure you kind of take care of yourself when maybe your brain does start blaring that kind of like work and identity space of like, because it's like, you know, you're going live, you're having fun, it's still kind of a job, but it's also you.
So something that helps a lot just in life in general, not just VTubing, is realizing that like not every opportunity is equally distributed, you know? There's some people like, you can be like, oh, why did this person doing so much better than me, or why am I doing so much, we started at the same time, yada yada yada. But it's just like, it's just being at the right place at the right time, offering the right thing. And like that's like, you're not gonna have the same opportunities, versus like you might have additional opportunities that other people don't have because you were in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, you know? And so just everyone's journey is different, and so you can't really, comparison is the thief of joy. You are running your own race against yourself. All I can do is try and improve myself as a streamer and see what works, see what doesn't work. And like, other people's success doesn't detract from my own success.
Was there ever a point where you kind of were like, ooh, gave up on streaming, and you're like, I don't know if this is for me? And like, do you remember kind of like what made you go, no, I'm gonna keep doing this, I'm gonna
every time I have to pay rent, Jean Faymas. every time I look at my bank account and get a little sad, that's what
you're like, I don't know, man. But the +1s, the +2s, I gotta go back.
When people on Facebook buy a house, I go, maybe I should have been working a job this whole time. But like, like, I'm running my own race, you know, maybe I'll win the lottery. We'll find out, you know, there's still time.
Exactly.
Your 30s is relatively young. I have time to get my shit together.
Exactly. Yours a house one day, you know, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen in the next 10 years, you know?
I mean, unrelated of like the stability, because that is like a big thing, of course, for streaming. Like, it, you know, you are taking a gamble with something you really love. And then it's like sometimes the thing you really love can like bite you in the butt cheeks. Like, have you dealt with burnout much at all while streaming? And like, how do you deal with that when you have experienced it?
Yeah, so when I was still working
yes,
and streaming at the same time.
We should talk more about that. How long were you working and streaming at the same time?
Oh, like 2 years.
Oh shoot! And how much was how was the workload split for that?
So it really depended, because like at the beginning it was like COVID, and also my project had a security problem, so they weren't giving me any work. So that was okay, you know? But then eventually they started giving me work, and even worse, asking me to come into the office.
Oh. What was the split? Like, when did you get the chance to stream around that?
I kind of basically, because I was doing contracting work, basically when my contract had ended, and then I just decided not to look for another job.
Valid.
I was like, you know what? If I get too poor, I'll look for another job. But for now, I'm having fun. I love not leaving my house.
But it was like a bit much. Like, there was like a burnout that kind of hit.
Yeah, it was quite difficult. Just like, particularly because of the time zone that we're in.
Yeah.
Because like I try to stream for an American-centric audience, because that's when like the most people can view your stream. But doing that and working a 9 to 5 is impossible.
Yeah, Jesus. Like,
because like 5 o'clock is 11 p.m. EST. And that's if I start at 5 o'clock. So I was going in early so I could leave early so I could start streaming at like 3 p.m. So I could hit like the last like late night.
And you were just kind of like overworking yourself at that point.
Yeah, I was working pretty hard. I mean, I like working hard in general. Yeah. But it was just a lot of work, a lot of hours, and like when I don't sleep, I get so mentally ill.
I was gonna say, how what's your kind of like your method for balancing the sleep and the work? What's your go-to Yozo relaxation?
I love bed rotting.
Okay.
I love bed rotting, and then I love going in the bath and then taking my phone into the bath, because that's bath rotting, chat.
That's good.
You put your phone in like a sandwich like Ziploc bag, just in case you like drop it, and then you can just like hang out in the bath for bath brothing. That's so true. So
I love that bath brothing. You become the soup.
Yeah, well, my cat likes to drink my bath water.
Okay, Yozo.
So he's like a little freak, so I say it's Yozo soup. He's just drinking his Yozo soup. But then Chet gave me a hard time saying that's freak stuff to do. But, you know.
That's on the cat, not on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cat. The cat can drink the bath water. That's normal. I see that my cat's like a reincarnated chatter. Like, he just wants to be held like a baby, drink my bath water, you know? He sleeps on my feet too, you know?
Dude. It's all making so much sense now.
Yeah, I think it's a isekai.
I Was Reborn is my favorite VTuber's cat. What?
Yeah, I think it would go hard.
I'm surprised it's not a concept already, genuinely. I love that. So you do Yozo bath broth mode. Do you like watch a bunch of series and stuff off stream to kind of have your own little comfort space?
I really like anime a lot.
Yeah.
But like recently, seasonal anime has not been hitting that well.
No.
I think the quality has gone. Maybe I'm getting old. Like I think the quality of seasonal anime has gone down by quite a lot. I used to watch like most seasonal. Dandadan's not even this season, brother.
Tell him, get his ass.
But like, I think there's usually like 2 or 3 good shows a season these days. I used to like watch a lot of seasonal anime.
But nowadays, yeah, it's all over the place. We got the decompression Eurozone zone. Okay, we're gonna jump back to the questions of like, decompression, burnout. You were talking earlier with the little smarter than a VTuber thing about like wanting to meet people, wanting to know more people. Have you found that VTubing has made you more confident, more social? Did you find it was lonely starting off as a streamer because it was such a weird niche? And how has that kind of changed for you?
No, I'm pretty self-actualized, Jits.
Yeah! Hell yeah.
I don't need other people for validation.
Yeah,
I can feel it myself at the end of the day.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've gotten particularly more sociable. I get a lot of anxiety about meeting new people, and that's always been there. I think it might always be there.
Yeah.
But like I think that's a separate issue.
Yeah. I'm related to streaming. That's like personal.
Yeah,
so
there's a personal problem. Whereas I don't think streaming has changed that much. I had a lot of online friends before streaming.
Yeah.
Because I did a lot of stuff online. I'm a big weeb, you know.
Well, yeah. Like, what kind of spaces, if you want to share, were you kind of involved with?
I did world racing in Final Fantasy 14.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And that's like early days of the internet, like pre-Discord or early Discord or.
So I mean I've definitely been around since pre-Discord.
Yo.
Like 100%. Well, because Discord was kind of made to be a Final Fantasy 14, like. Yeah, it was made for Final Fantasy 14, like, raid finding. That was, like, the original purpose of Discord. Was, like, yeah. But, like, I mean, it's blown up to be much more than that and is a general thing. But that is... But Discord is, like, reasonably new when it comes to the internet. Like, I've done the TeamSpeak, the Ventrilo, the Mumble.
I was gonna say, were you back there on the dank in the...
Skype, I guess.
Yo!
The Skype call is stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah, you on MSM.
Yeah, but not like when I was like a baby.
BBB.
Little piss baby getting groomed.
So you've always been in these little like internet little community spaces. Do you feel like that's like kind of the culture and the environment that you try and still bring onto your streams? Is that like the MMO raid, which is hanging out, the old
I don't
internet?
think I try to, but I think I just have the vibes of an old lady, unfortunately. I think the chat can smell it on me.
Yeah. Like, even if you weren't trying, you just naturally would have this I
got the boomer musk on me, you know, the boomer internet musk, and you kind of can't get rid of it, you know.
Yeah. Do you think there's anything you're trying to kind of like, you know, a kind of feeling you're trying to give to your chatters? Like, when they turn off the stream, you want them to be like, oh, that was fun, I had a nice laugh. It's like, or are you trying to make it comfortable? Like, what's your goal? Like, what's your...
I'm really funny, Jit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, she's not wrong. She's not... She's not wrong. You want them to... You want people to laugh. I respect that so much.
Yeah, I'm here for a good time.
Hell yeah. Okay, let's get into VTuber industry, because I feel like you are honest, and you feel like you've been around for long enough where like I want to hear your takes on things. First of all, what do you think like the wider industry of like streamers and content creators just keep fucking getting wrong about VTubers? What do you wish you could grab them by the shoulder and be like, you dummies, it's not that?
When I went to the PAX panel, there was these cool guys in front of me who was just like, VTubers AI, and then the other guy was like, I went to a VTuber meetup and they were real women, and the other guy was like, no way, man, they gotta be AI. I'm like, I don't know why we're still having this conversation in 2025, man.
Yeah, it's so true.
I was just behind them and I'm like, I'm a real woman, you know.
You like tap on the shoulder. Sarah. Twitch.tv/,
you know, and I don't know how there's people who still don't understand at like this stage that like online avatars have existed for like
So
25 years by now. How do you not understand that this is just like a puppeteering, like
it's crazy when anime itself is becoming more and more mainstream, that VTubing still maintains a little bit of a kind of a niche of like, it's still got that weeb stank on it. It has like that OG.
Yeah, a little bit. That's why I kind of like it though, because I mean, I play Magic the Gathering, so like the stench doesn't bother me that much. I've kind of gotten used to it. I've got like, what's the word? Not Pavlov.
Like you're exposed
anyways,
to it. Yeah, you're like
I'm exposed to it, and I love it now.
Yeah, you want it to be a little stank. You're like, I want it to be a little weeby.
I want it to be a little weeby. I've been there. I got bullied in high school. And I'm glad that like anime has reached the more acceptance, because I don't think people should get bullied.
Yeah,
but like,
absolutely.
Yeah. There is some touristness to it these days. Not to get into too much drama.
I want to use your hot takes. I do want to know, like, do you think there is some good in the misunderstanding people have about like streaming, because it keeps the chat there's a very strong community because everybody that's into this really kind of gets it.
I think so. I think sometimes I look at flesh tubers chats and they are not poggin chat. I also think because it's kind of like got that weep stank, the average VTuber outside of YouTube, the Twitch viewer base is older. There's less children in it. Whereas other than like one time I was watching a Galgora Minecraft stream and there was a whole bunch of children being like, "Can I play Minecraft with you, Gua?" And I was just like, why are we watching the same thing? Literal 5-year-old like.
I mentioned once to my community how I feel like there's almost this thing, because people have this misconception of VTubers and VTuber communities of being like, they're all like weirdos who are creepy and want to fuck the anime women. I've consistently found that communities in this space and the creators that are actually in this space are so adverse to that and like, no, I'm just vibing, and then the chat's like, no, we're just vibing, that they tend to be some of the most relaxed communities.
I think definitely the VTuber chats are a different vibe than even if you look at like people of similar sizes and the big boys, they do act differently than the regular fleshy chat.
Well, what's your because you are an idol enjoyer and there's the idol chat. What's the fundamental Yozo feeling about the kind of independent creativity versus restriction of corporate conversation we constantly have as VTubers?
So I think you can get black corporations anywhere. And I also think that not every corporation aligns with the talent. You do have to, like, as much as like it's kind of a meme that when they like graduate they're just like, a difference in like direction. There is like some truth to that. Is that like you as a talent have a goal in mind about where you want to go in your career and whatnot. And then on the other side, the corporation has its own business plan and that sort of stuff, and as soon as that doesn't align, you gotta get out, you know? Like, and so finding a place that's a good fit for you and the content that you want to produce, I think corporates can be quite beneficial in that. Mostly because they have economies of scale. Whereas, like, that's like the biggest problem as an indie is that almost everything you do is bespoke and small. And so it's quite difficult to do. But like it's like the first time you do anything it's really super hard, but like if you do 100 or something you get much better at producing that. And there's that kind of prestige and I guess like trust in the production. I think there's less prestige in being a corpo in 2025 than there was definitely in 2020. I think it's I think because it used to be HoloLive or bust,
Yeah.
you know, that like indies were truly second-class citizens. But I do think we have moved past that.
Yes.
I think indies
certain companies acting certainly like in certain poor manners
in certain ways
may have put a little bit of a bad taste in some people's mouths, unfortunately, and that is terrible. Like, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just gonna ask like the question, like, but you've kind of already been very honest in this regards of like the question is like, what's the harshest lesson like about like that you have to learn about growth or success as a VTuber? And I think you've already been really honest that it's luck, right?
Yeah, it is luck.
Yeah.
A like good analogy that I've had for a long time.
Yeah.
Another VTuber has appropriated as their own advice, but let's not go into that. It's like you can it is luck. You can stack your odds to be more like you know like more likely to have a positive outcome. But if you're just rolling ones over and over and over again, like no matter how hard you try, that's not gonna change that. You can also see other people who roll a nat 20 on their first roll and are skyrocketing forward, you know?
Yes.
Like it's just a matter of like hedging your bets, you know, training your craft, and eventually those opportunities will come to you if you are ready to accept them and put yourself out there.
Yeah, and obviously like the indie you know, foundation gives you that extra step and that extra initial roll, I guess. You must get like a guaranteed extra +1 on top kind of thing because of the structure of it. Do you think that agencies will always dominate in some regards the indie space, or is indie catching up? And like this is
it's hard to say. I think in general, I think a individual cannot compete with the resources a company can offer.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, like you think about how much staff you could hire if you had just $2 million jets that you could put your channel, you know?
Yeah, imagine how fucking popping off the shine would be if I just suddenly got investment money.
If you just had $2 million.
Yeah, if I just had $2 million,
and I feel like that is the unfortunate reality that we live in, is that we don't have that initial investment. And so things have to grow slower.
Yes.
And, you know, especially when there was such a boom. You can't, you know, you weren't there with the resources to take advantage of it. Like, you know, I've been streaming for a long time, and you know, if I had, you know, 100K for a model, I could have popped off in 2020. But I did not have 100K for a model.
You had a V-Roid in a dream.
I had a V-Roid in a dream. And I think that's really the main difference of what holds indies back, is just like the unfortunate reality of living in a capitalist society. Unfortunate. When the revolution happens, we'll see, I guess. But
well,
until then.
Likewise with the corporate indie, do you think VTubing will always stay a little dank little niche, or do you see it breaking into the mainstream? And if it does, how do you think it would possibly ever get to that point?
I don't know. I mean, like anime is pretty mainstream these days. Like, I think it's less of a initial like, I want to avoid this, I hate anime. But I think, I mean, you could argue, right, that like Jaden Animations has a VTuber model, and she is also like a huge YouTuber. Isn't it already in the mainstream?
Right. Yeah. We had Galgura Taco Bell, like.
Galgura Taco Bell, but even Galgura Taco Bell was like 2021, 2020. So you know, like I think VTubers are just faceless creators. In the creator space, and you could ask, will YouTubers ever make it to the big stage? And now they have shitty movies and shitty TV shows, you know? I think VTubers can have shitty movies and shitty TV shows too.
I respect VTubers' rights and also VTubers' wrongs. We actually have a question from the chat, and this is, I normally haven't grabbed them, but this one's actually quite interesting, and they might want to know. We both mentioned that people in game companies have reached out to us. Yozo, in your case, with people approaching you from companies, have they actually mentioned what caught their eye in regards to your content and why it stood out? Do you think you know why Yozo's stuff stands out and what makes your niche attractive?
I'm really funny, Jess.
That's so true. She's so right.
Usually in my experience, it's that you have produced content of a similar niche that they're looking for.
Yeah.
That's a really boring answer.
No, give us the honesty. We're here for the business. Yeah.
But I think that's the unfortunate reality of it. It's just that, like, when it comes to marketing people, they're quite anxious about working with new people.
Yeah.
That's something to just be aware of if you're in any sort of freelance. And even in like a job, you know, you need experience to get experience. You know, people don't like taking risks in general.
To be painfully honest, do you feel like there is that kind of thing with some VTubers and their appearance and the way they present themselves on stream, where you have to kind of be realistic about the opportunities that it will allow you?
Oh, absolutely. If you are too sexy, you will not get sponsors.
Yours is like, I fear I'm too sexy, too funny. I'm not going to get sponsored.
Yeah, I am too sexy and too funny. I live a really hard life.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to fight the good fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, some brands are very risk averse.
Yes.
Some are more willing to take some risks on some YOLOs type situations. But like, you can always, one of the things, chat, this is also like a real life advice.
Yeah.
If you get rejected from an interview, you can ask. You can ask them, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, and like, as long as you're in the space to like accept that feedback, because sometimes, you know, you're just like sad and you're not in the space to accept it. But like, if you do want to improve, you can ask. So like with brands and stuff, you could be like, hey, why?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, boobs too big. And then you'll be like, well, I can't. I guess I gotta get a smaller boob model.
Yeah, go change it up. I mean, in regards of like us breaking through the mainstream, the idea of the indie corporate and all that kind of stuff, we're talking about now companies and like sponsorships. It just kind of make me think about, you know, the professionalism of certain streamers, because a lot of VTubers did maybe start off very young and doing it very much for fun. Do you think it's important for VTubers to have an air of professionality, or is that important for you as a streamer to have that kind of balance of having fun but also being treating it as like a more of a professional thing?
I take a lot of pride in my work.
Yeah.
As a person, I love to try hard.
Yeah.
I like to be organized. I like to be on top of things.
Absolutely.
I like to be on time.
Yeah.
The average VTuber does not feel like that. I think this is a rarity.
Yeah.
I've learned to accept VTuber time.
Yeah.
Which is 1 to 2 hours after they say that they'll meet up is the time that you're gonna be meeting up.
Yeah.
You know.
I can relate to you entirely.
I come from a family who says things like timeliness is next to godliness. So it was an adjustment period for me.
Wait, were you growing up, were you always like the dorky kid in school? I know we're jumping all the way back pre-streaming, but like,
you're all good.
Were you the one dweeb in the class, or did you have like a little crew of friends you all dweebs with? Like, how was school?
I've always been like this, Jets.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately.
No! Like, I wanna have a visual of what was like school Yozo like. Were you class clowny at all, or super quiet?
No, super quiet.
Yeah.
Super quiet. Well, I had like, I didn't really realize that like some of the stuff, because like I was always into like anime and stuff, even from like 3 or 4 years old, because my like parents are into anime.
Wait, really?
So like, yeah. So like, there's like a home video, I think I told you about this, where like the kids want to play Lion King, and I was like, I want to be AV Unit 1. Like, And so that didn't really endear me too much to the kids wanting to play Lion King, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I don't know how to describe how big the smile on my face is right now. That's fucking incredible.
Well, I really liked the like berserk scene where and I was like, I want to do that. Why can't I do that? I want to go berserk.
I want to go crazy mode.
Yeah.
Wait, so like your family very much like accepting and like that's yours. Of course she ended up being like, you know, anime lady on the internet.
Yeah. I've always been a freak, so I guess they kind of expected me. But like even before VTubing, I was doing the Magic the Gathering Pro circuit for a little bit. So like I think the accepting of me being insane, you know, I'm just the crazy one in my family, you know.
This is so interesting now. I'm like, do you think like doing stuff like the Magic circuit and socializing in weeb spaces and being parts of like MMORPGs and even like traveling a lot to like meet and like get to know internet friends has made you somehow more well equipped to be like a streamer, to deal with chat, to deal with the maybe like the initial anxieties of having an audience that some VTubers who maybe get into this at 18 and have done none of that socializing are not equipped for?
I think having stories is fun.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I went to this place and I did crazy stuff. But I think you can be a crazy person at 18 too if you know, really go. And also, like, there's always times to make new stories, you know? I don't go out of my house that much, so all my stories are historic, you know? I don't have the energy to go out and, like, do myth.
If I did, it was years ago. Yeah.
But you know, maybe Yozo at 18 did have the energy to both stream and do myth. Well, we'll never know. You know?
It's a different time. What kind of with that's like with like the we're talking about like the future and mainstream and blah 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 blah. Do you think we're gonna get any like technological upgrades? And if so, like, what would you want? Like, what do you want as like a VTuber currently that would make your life so much easier? Is it like?
Well, so I think most of this like upgrades to space will probably be in either the ease of making 2D.
Yeah.
Or just 3D upgrades, because like 3D is still super janky.
Yes,
it is. Like the tracking, like hand tracking, is really difficult to do.
Yep. Constantly glitches out.
It constantly glitches out. Like the setup for like 3D spaces is like pretty cumbersome and it's really janky. Even if you're doing like an 8-point setup or whatever, it's just not very reliable.
Yeah,
I think is the biggest one. Or just like trying to lower the price by making 2D models cheaper to make.
Is the creative and the art side thing at all something that you really get excited about, or is it just more part of the experience for you?
I like design work. I like to see individuals' personalities of how, you know, how they want to appear, how they design. But when it comes to the actual technology stuff, so much of it is just copy pasted from other stuff. It's not, I don't know. I can make stuff in Unity, so I can see how every VTuber jank shit is made. You know,
I've seen the behind the scenes. I know. I've seen a million garbage Unity games in my time, and that just looks like 90% of VTuber setups. So. What then gets you like excited for your next like projects for streaming? Do you have like a little Yozo list of things like, oh, I really want to do that. I really want to try that out.
I do have lists of stuff that I maybe want to try. A lot of the stuff that like I put on a list, and then it's like a really I put on my list and I'm like, I want to do this, but then I just never get time to get around to it. I think is a real big. It is a classic, and I think it's something that you got to realize in life is that if you don't make space and time for the things that are important in your life, they will just pass you by. You'll be like, I really want to do this thing, I really want to do it, and then you'll never do it.
How do you motivate yourself to do that? Like, what's your balance? Like, do you put aside a few hours?
I've been bad at it, Jits.
Okay, alright. I mean,
I haven't done any events in a while.
But you
like,
want to, dude, and like
I do.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
for me, I've just had less time than usual.
Yeah, of course you can be sick.
Pensive wobble.
Of course, which makes complete sense. So it's kind of just like finding time to still be able to do some streams and enjoy those is important for you.
Yeah, I think it's important to focus on core content.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everyday happiness does add up on the regular.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, I don't know. I would rather see chat, like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Than like have one super high effort 2 hours in a week to hang out and have a fun time, and then burn myself out.
That's such a really good point, and that's interesting to hear that that's what's so important for you. Do you think you have like a little theme or a little message or vibe that you're trying to like leave behind with the Yozo streams, like little core ethos?
A cool ethos.
Yeah.
So my initial like catchphrase was like kill more. Ganbatte. But like it's like today's a good day to do your best, I think it's important to like the thing about doing your best is that like sometimes you just have nothing, but that doesn't mean you didn't do your best.
Absolutely.
Like you need to meet yourself where you are and be kind to yourself and realistic with what you can do with your time, but you should always be doing your best.
Did you always believe that, or did that take you some time to come to that kind of realization?
I think getting a chronic illness really makes you like have to look in the mirror and not just like I'm so lazy, I'm not doing enough is something that you really have to. But I'm also a tryhard. I've always been a tryhard.
Always, a combination of like I gotta do my best, and sometimes I can't. It is a powerful self-reflection.
Well, like no, it's more like your best is sometimes just making sure that you're fed and maybe having a shower. That is your best. You did try really hard, actually. Even if the output is not what you want it to be. But then other days your best is like I've worked on 50 tasks in one day.
Yeah, it's
in a ADHD filled fever,
Yeah, I wonder what that's like. Do you think that's also why you may be attracted to, I guess, like speed running and challenge runs, because it really allows you to kind of focus on a specific thing to get better at? That's like, do you like having? Are you a goal-oriented person?
I'm a goal girly.
Yeah.
I'm a huge goal girly. I like improving. I like trying hard at things. I like getting better at things. Yeah. I like putting my whole butt into something. I don't half-ass stuff. I whole-ass stuff. But like, then I hyperfixate and then I don't do anything else. Like clean my room. Like
one thing. This is okay. We've yapped so much now. My brain's like, I'm thinking of other interesting things. I was like, what is your favorite? Like, what is like one of your favorite games? One, like as from being a kid, and then what's your favorite game you've ever streamed, like as a VTuber, and why is it those two? Like, what's your favorite childhood game?
My favorite childhood game. I mean, it depends what you mean by childhood. Because, like, if you ask, like, 5-year-old Yozo, it's gonna be, like, Spyro the Dragon or Pokemon or something. But if you ask, like, 11-year-old Yozo, it's gonna be fucking Metal Gear Solid 2 edgelord shit.
Like, what's the gamer-defining Yozo game? Like, the one where you're like, this is why I love video games and I will love them forever.
But before streaming, I mostly played JRPGs. I'm a big... But like I don't really play that. I mean, I do play a fair amount of JRPGs on stream, but not as much as I would like to.
And why is that?
Mostly because it's hard.
Yeah.
Like because there's nothing worse than turning up into like episode 17 of 20. Of like a 300-hour long series. And so I don't blame the chat for like not really wanting to jump in on episode 17 of 20.
Understandable. There's something true to talk about there being some games that are better for stream and for you and the community together.
So that's, and I think somewhat it's good to have a hobby outside of streaming. I think if you turn your hobby into a job, That's the fastest way to kill any joy you get out of that hobby.
Have you found that it's affected your love for anime and gaming by getting into a niche that's both anime and gaming?
No, because I'm just me, you know? I may be anime on the screen, but I'm still just me. I can't get sick of myself.
Yeah.
And like, I just play different games off stream, you know?
Yeah. What games, what's offline you're playing? You like to play?
I play my visual novels and I play my 200-hour long JRPGs, and then on stream I be a silly little guy.
Yeah.
And then occasionally make chat watch my JRPGs as like a treat. It's a treat for me and a negative experience for the chat, but you know, that's how you gotta like treat them a little mean so they know who's in charge, you know.
One for me, one for me kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that's important, you know, that you do some content that is mostly for you and not that you're, because like I think if you always put like, oh, this is how my audience is going to react about it, you end up like kind of putting yourself in like a slave mindset, you know. I'm not streaming for myself. I don't enjoy it. I'm just doing what the chat wants. You know.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So it's like it's good to have a balance that like I stream because I like it.
Yes.
And chat's here because they like it. And sometimes they have to turn up for my game.
Yeah. As a fundamental way to keep it, I guess, sustainable. Yeah. Like how like. Is that like your opinion on sustainability with streaming? Is the honesty and the finding the balance of wanting to be there for you and make something people enjoy? I
think you should make some content that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Like with any job, and this only really if you're streaming as a job.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some parts about it that you don't like. You know, sometimes you might have to take some sponsors that you don't really want to.
No, we love all of our sponsors. We are so happy they're giving us money and that our games are perfect with no flaws. And I love paying my rent.
I love paying rent so much.
Genuinely do love MSI. Thank you.
No, the MSI people were super lovely.
They were really genuinely amazing.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah, but
unrelated.
Unrelated. but like not even just sponsors, but like for me, I'm quite anxious about social media.
Yeah.
Is quite a big one because like you know, the social anxiety goes extra hard when it's when it's also
that or social anxiety also translates to social media, because I think some people that's not the case.
Well, it's like it depends on your level of social anxiety, but like I've done a lot of therapy and mine's like a fear of being perceived, which is not great when you're a streamer.
That's very interesting. Do you find that having Yozo allows you to power through that?
Yeah, I could not be a face streamer just because I would be afraid.
Your social anxiety would just be like
it would be off the, like VTubing is perfect for me just to give myself a barrier between
like that healthy.
Yeah, and also Twitch not being very good at promoting you is quite nice. People don't perceive me unless they've gone out of their way to perceive me, you know? That they are actively looking for someone, and if they don't like me they can just leave and not say anything. Whereas on social media, people see your posts that they don't like and then they post it to their friends and make fun of you, and I don't like that very much.
Yeah, it's you're talking about kind of the comfort level of people being both mutually culpable for the interaction. Like, you want to be here, I want you to be here, cool. Like, without that's interesting.
Whereas I feel like there's a lot more. I don't know. I personally had a bit more negative interactions with Twitter than I have on Twitch.
I mean, it's Twitter, unfortunately.
It is Twitter, but like it's just a part of the job that I'm not particularly
really good
at or enjoy. But like every job has stuff that you just gotta suck it up. But then I can go play my video games on Twitch and then be happy again. So like that's, you know, there's stuff about your jobs that you like and there's stuff that you don't like, and like. Make sure that you're not neglecting the stuff you do like.
And you do treat your streaming as like a job at this point. Do you think it was important for you to be like, this is my job? Like, what was it weird for you the moment you're like, I am a streamer professionally? Or was that like a good feeling? Like, no, I can finally say it.
I get really anxious when they make me fill out the government forms and ask me what my job is, because I don't know what to put. Sometimes I just put unemployed. But also, I just like to try hard.
Yeah.
In general, like, technically it's like a job, but like, I just want to see how far I can take this.
Yeah.
I want to give it my all and see how much fun I can have. How many kick W's can I farm in the chat?
Exactly.
Lifetime giggles gained.
I mean, yeah. Well, like that's I kind of segues into the next kind of thing of like, do you think what do you think about the future of like digital identity and like how VTubers fit into that? Because like you were saying, like you could probably not see yourself doing this in a space where you didn't have Yozo to be able to express yourself through, and like, do you feel like with people online having virtual personas, like, is that just a natural part of the future of like internet spaces, even outside of VTubing? I think someone at the Vishayan panel asked if they're a VTuber if they just stream to their friends in Discord with the avatar. Like, do you think it's just becoming more and more a part of the ecosystem outside of even being a streamer, entertainer?
We've had profile pictures and usernames and OCs.
Yeah.
Since the dawn of time.
Right.
Like, I think the only real difference between VTubing and the rest of those is that like there's like some blending of like who you are as a person and who your character or whatever is. But like, it's whatever. I've seen mentally ill people who think that they're a Final Fantasy XIV cat girl, and that's who they are in real life, and like that's what belongs to their soul. And I'm like, we're not so different, you and I.
I mean, if that happens, and it probably is already happening, of people just like, using VTubers casually in any context as tweeters, as like Discord users, do you think there will be a thing where we have to create almost a different like identity for what is actually VTubing, like the actual streaming element of it? Or is it just gonna kind of hodgepodge together?
I don't think it matters. I think the thing is like,
yeah,
you can gatekeep stuff if you want.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna stop fucking John VTuber streaming to one guy and calling himself the god of VTubers, your opinions and thoughts about how other people live their lives matters so little that you should just mind your own fucking business.
Exactly. And
let John VT live his life, okay?
Let him do it.
It doesn't hurt you, Just let people enjoy stuff.
It's so true. I mean, and when you think about it, we are all doing this dumb, weird thing of just playing funny video game, getting Keck W's. Like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that serious. It really isn't. Like, I guess when you look at corpos, you'd be like, oh, a VTuber has to be corpo backed and have $1 million. But like, that's not gonna stop John VT.
No.
He exists.
He's real to me, chat. He's real to me. All right, a few hot button questions. Eating on stream, yes, no, how do you make it work? How does the Yozo? Do you like snacking on stream? Do you hate it?
I used to be a big hater on eating on stream.
Tell us more about it.
So personally, I know that some of the chat can't deal with mouth sounds.
Yes.
Like that's like.
Yeah.
And so I used to never eat on stream, but like sometimes you just gotta, because you're doing like a 8-hour stream and you're gonna pass out. I have low blood pressure, so like I'm just gonna pass out.
Prefer to mute? Do you go BRB? Find yapping while crunching?
So I'm okay with eating on stream now. Personally, I've gotten better. It makes me laugh when the VTubers are eating and you can see their mouth go like.
Yeah.
Like that gives me a bit of a giggle. I think if you are the type of person who cares about kayfabe a lot, I think you should not eat on stream. But like, I'm not a kayfabe guy.
Are you an idol meeting girly, or you are taking the piss queen?
I'm not a toilet humor kind of girly, which is surprising because I'm quite crass and I make a lot of cum jokes. But I'm not a poo poo pee pee fart lady.
Kind of the same.
You know?
I am very much similar in that regard.
I'm like I guess it's like an arbitrary like line in the sand.
Yeah.
But like I don't find farts funny. I don't enjoy thinking about piss and shit and stuff, you know?
Man. But cum, that's hilarious.
But cum is really funny.
Coming, fucking hilarious thing that ever.
I used to get like a little mentally ill that like chat will think I'm like too horny and stuff. But then I watched a Northern Lion stream and he did like a 1 hour bit on a cum joke. And I'm just like,
it's actually
is this double standard?
Yes.
Do we all just do 1 hour bits of cum jokes?
Yes.
It's not my fault that you're jerking off to my cum joke. That's a you problem, not a me problem.
I feel like I've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable with being like objectively crashed in not like a lol way, but in a it's funny and girls can also chat about that dank shit as well.
God forbid a woman make a joke, you know?
Right. As I've streamed more and more, I feel like there was a little bit of a not purity might be the too aggressive of a term, but I think because of the idol originating like culture when we started off streaming, like I remember I was like, can I swear? Can I even cuss on my streams? On my first few streams as an indie was that like hollow laughing where I was like, I don't know if I can make those jokes. And nowadays I'll just say anything.
Just go for it.
I'll just
So I think it's in part like idol culture. I think it's a little bit of just like, you know, presenting yourself in public.
Yes.
And like, because like I say way worse things on stream that I would never in public, you know. I would never.
Has streaming affected your filter? It's affected mine.
One time at work I did hit the Ohayozo in the morning instead of good morning, and I think about that sometimes and I am filled with immense shame.
Oh, that's adorable though. But
no one said anything. They just said morning back. So I was safe. I think they, you know, like people in the morning they're on autopilot, so I think no one remembers the Ohayozo but me. Yeah. But I do think about it sometimes.
It's got into your brain forever.
Well, I just got used to Ohayozo, you know.
Yeah. All right. Should streamers play games on release? Why or why not? What do you do?
So it depends on the game. It does depend on the game. It depends on your niche. It also it depends on your content as well. And there's any number of depends. To be honest, you will be competing with everyone else who wants to play that game. But also there are members of your community that like you the best, you know. If you are a streamer that has a strong niche in games, let's take our dear friend Cleo IT for example. Okay, Cleo is well known for strategy games. And so if when EU5 comes out, she should play it right away because people know that she is strategy games incarnate, you know. If you are Valorant Andy and you play Five Nights at Freddy when they come out, that's a different niche that you're entering into, if that makes sense. So it'll do much worse for you. So like that is where I would it unfortunately it depends is my answer.
No, that's a good answer. I'm genuinely, that's why these few questions I like them, because I feel like it opens up the perspective on it. And this is another one of those. Collaborating. For you, why do you do it? What games do you like collaborating on? Do you find you need to know the person beforehand? Do you like jumping into collabs blind? Like, what's your feelings about VTubing and collab culture? Because it is a thing very specific to VTubing, even compared to IRL streamers.
Yeah, so in general, it thinks about what your purpose is in the collab, you know? Sometimes, like, for me, if it's my friends, I'll play fucking anything, you know? If a friend asks me to come do something, I say yes every time. Because I just like hanging out with my friends. You know? But sometimes sometimes if you don't really know the person, like it can go pretty bad because the game is bad or you just don't vibe. Like there's risks involved the like less you know the person, the more likely it is to go bad. I've had some bad collabs in my time.
I was gonna say, like, early on, because we were all hololiping, did you ever have early day YouTube, like VTuber collabs? You're like, this is what have I done?
Yeah, so I had an Uno collab.
Oh.
I had an Uno collab with 3 male VTubers. Ooh.
Male on stream? What the fuck?
3 males on stream.
What the fuck?
Whoa. And it's like, and everyone was just super awkward and didn't know each other and didn't know what to talk about. And like Uno's not a particularly engaging game.
Yeah. When
you think about it, you know? Because like it's just like you just play cards. So I just ended up playing Uno and not saying much, you know? And that's not Pogger's content.
You gotta learn from those. Did they kiss? Dodgy, stop asking if the males kiss. Okay, calm down, Fruity Packs.
Something that is good to know is that some things that are fun to play are not fun for the chat to watch.
Yeah.
Particularly in collabs. Some games, I like to describe it as like you are inside in detention watching all the other kids play outside.
That's a really good analogy, actually. Yeah.
You know, and like that's not fun. No one wants to be inside on detention watching everyone else play, you know? So I think it's important to like consider what your chat, you know, consider chat's feelings from time to time.
Absolutely.
Not that much, but like a little bit.
A little bit. I think foundationally, if you're having fun and the chat's having fun, that's the most ideal setup for a stream, is getting that balance to work. What is your favorite then, like, game setup for collabs? Like, where you're like, this is great. I think my favorite is if I can involve chat with the collab. But getting that is really, really difficult. And then, like, that's why I did the like, are you smarter than a VTuber thing? Because it did involve chat the whole time, as well as like the people. But like getting that set up is like nigh on impossible. That's why, despite I kind of hate it, I want to do more Jackbox. Like, Jackbox flawed, but I think it's so fun because it has that little interactive element.
And like chat can be a part of it, so it's not just like watching, which I think is important. I also just like any sort of streamer competition, to be honest. I love competition.
Yes.
If there's any degree of tournament arc, I will be there.
I genuinely want you to involve yourself, or like if you do want to do more tournament stuff, I would love to be involved. Because like you said, there is this lack of crossover between the competitive space in video gaming and VTubing, but I don't think there should be as much as there is. I think there's absolute space to find that balance, and you also push forward. I will do it. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm gonna get extra sweaty. Yes, let's go. I want to do some randomizers. Let's do it. All right. Final hot seat questions. Yozo, what's the anime you're currently working through?
Anime that I'm currently working through?
Yeah, what's the current series you're watching?
I dropped Dandadan. Does that count?
I guess. Why did you drop Dandadan?
I just got bored. I also, because I traveled.
Speak your truth.
And I just I felt like it was, she hates good anime. No, I was enjoying it. I'm gonna go back to it. Yeah. But I just felt kind of samey every episode, and I was just a little not feeling it as much as I usually do. I kind of go all in. I like to watch, like, I like to binge my anime.
You're a binger. Okay.
I'm a binger. So I do like to sometimes watch weekly if I'm like really enjoying the series.
Draw it out.
The chat's giving me she hates Dandadan. That's not what I said. She asked me what I'm watching and I said Dandadan. Shut up, chat. Learn context. But yeah. Sorry, I got a little heated there.
No, it's fair. They're coming for your freaking anime takes. It's valid.
Yeah, they're coming for me, man.
All right.
But Yeah, we'll go with Dawn to Dawn
Dawn.
because I'm technically working through it still.
Okay. And are you currently reading any manga at the moment?
I don't read.
You don't read?
I don't read.
Do you
I mean,
have a
there are
manga that
mangas.
you're like,
I
"This is
do.
the one
I
really
do
enjoyed"?
read. I do read
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess technically Chainsaw Man would be on the I'm
Oh, shoot.
continually reading because I do
Yeah.
read it as it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't read that much.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I usually, if I really like the anime, I'll read the manga.
Are you a movie and like general TV series person? Do you have like a TV series like outside of anime you're watching?
I really want to watch Severance. That's on my to watch list.
Yes,
I think season 2 just came out.
Yes, it came out early this year. I will very happily talk to you about Severance.
Yes. So that's what but like I feel
Yeah.
like TV has not been particularly good for a while. To be honest.
It's hit and miss.
It is.
So
I'm not a movie guy though. I'm not a movie person.
You don't fuck with the Kino?
I do not. No. So for a while, I did this bit where I just said things were Kino if I liked them, but then I was really worried that like chat wouldn't like, cause like you know sometimes you make a joke and chat doesn't realize that you're making a joke and they just think you're stupid.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, chat, these chips are Kino. or like I had a really Kino dinner last night. And like I was enjoying the joke, but I stopped saying it because like I was worried that chat would like not realize that like I had knowledge and I was making so you can steal that if you want. You can just use Kino as saying that you like it.
The chips are keto. Okay, so no movies, but are you a music person? Do you have like a band that you like constantly like, you listen to at the moment, or an artist you're spinning?
So my favorite band is Rise Against. I'm a big Rise Against fan.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen them live like 7 times. So and we were talking about Block Party.
Yeah.
And I've seen Block Party live twice.
Yeah.
So you know So
you got that early 2000s taste.
I do. I can tell my age, I think.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm fucking with like the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah. So like my dad's a huge hipster and that sort of stuff.
Your family into freaking anime, into freaking hipster music.
Yeah. So I was a bit cursed.
Yeah, you were kind of set up for failure.
Yeah, I like as like a rebellion versus as like a rebellious thing during like high school. I decided to go mainstream because if your like family, your like parents are into alternative music, what is rebelling against people who are rebelling? And it's pop music. You know?
No daughter of mine's gonna listen to the top
really
40.
into like not like but not that much like Paramore and like All American Rejects type stuff because that was my big rebellion was to be pop punk, not punk, you know.
She went punk, went pop. Holy shit! All-time low on the speakers.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Oh, that's brilliant. Do you find you like listen to music regularly, or you're like, oh, pop it on, and just doing something? When do you listen to music?
I used to actively listen to music. Yeah. And like this is gonna sound really stupid to people who aren't music people, but like, so there is a difference between just like having music on and actually like trying to understand the artistry behind it, you know, and have any experience. And so I haven't like listened to music and like spent some time with it in quite a while. So I would say I don't really listen to music. I just have a good time when my music is on, you know?
No, I like that. I think that's entirely true. There's a difference between like, even if you're like actually bopping and jamming, like actually grooving to a song, something entirely different than
like
just,
different.
Like,
yeah.
All right,
and I think until you deal with music people, you don't realize that there's a difference between bopping out and like having an experience.
Like laying there on the carpet, headphones on, dissociating to Pink Floyd. Like yeah. What's your last little snack you ate? What's your last little treat? What's your brekkie?
Oh, I had a cream cheese bagel.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah,
yeah.
and a coffee.
Oh,
so
lovely.
that's my breakfast.
And now the question that everybody is waiting for. Yozo, what are your top 3 most used emojis on your phone?
On my phone.
Yeah.
Let me. Can I check?
Yes.
Hold up.
Yeah. This is the question everybody wants to know. This is the big
question.
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be fucking Yozo KMS or something.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Kick W.
Yeah.
Then Yozo Cheer.
Yeah.
Then Hanya Smoke.
Yeah.
Dude, Hanya Smoke is one of the best emotes I've ever seen in my entire life.
The Hanya one where she's like going where? It's like the Hanya cry. I fucking use it all the time. Hanya Weep is maybe one of the best emotes ever made. She does so good.
Yeah, no, a fucking Hanya Smoke has it's such good energy.
Yeah.
I have a Smoke emote, but it doesn't have the same energy as Hanya, so I just use Hanya's, you know?
There's something about that little pink thing just having so much enthusiasm. How does she contain it in that tiny little that kind of little void? I don't understand.
I don't understand. Don't tell Hanya I'm such a big fan. It'll be embarrassing next time we hang out.
Don't expose.
Don't expose me.
Top number 1 Hanya enjoyer, Yozora Aoi. What the fuck?
I am Hanya's biggest fan.
If there are no Hanya fans, me and Yozo are dead. That's why. Like we are the ride and die. Yozo, it's been so lovely to yap with you about all the history of streaming and getting into VTubing, and thank you for giving us your honest hot takes about letting John VT just stream.
Shout out to John. Do you think John VT is real?
I bet he is. If
I bet he is.
We should make him real. We'll be playing John VT. Yozo, do you have somewhere, because you are the guest, where you want to lead the raid? Hanya is live. Should we go raid Hanya?
We should raid Hanya. We should definitely raid.
Freaking %.
That's easy.
Easy raid the raid.
Shoutouts to Vashine, gotta be one of my favorite collectives.
Yo. Thank you for joining. I was like, do I ask a question which is like, why'd you join Vashine? But I was like,
you can ask me. Because all my friends are here. Duh.
It's a funny time. No, it's so happy. I was posting in my Discord today, I'm looking at the Vashine team page on Twitch, and now you guys are in my about section. It's like so
it's
cute.
It's
so cute. Alright, we're gonna start raiding the other former rack support.
Former rack. I don't know what Hanya is now. A creature.
She is a little gremlin, pastel. She's pink.
She's
Hanya.
pink. Yeah. she's pink Hanya. Very cute.
Thank you so much, Yozo, for hanging out. Jetpack. Oh, Yozo, where can people find you? What are you doing? Give us the
I'm Yozora. I'm very silly. I'm gonna be playing Pokemon today, so that's what we're doing. The new Pokemon.
Go check out
Autism Time. Yippee!
The new one. Oh yes. Have you played it yet?
I have. We're halfway through. I'm gonna do a Cleo and stream 1 billion hours.
Hell yeah. Can we have a quick little how are you enjoying it take?
I like Pokemon because I'm a stupid millennial, but the game's not that good.
What's your opinion on the voice acting thing?
I think we're gonna raid at the end of this, but
No, this is funny.
I think it's cheap and lazy. Pokemon fans will buy anything, so I don't blame them for being cheap and lazy, because I'm the stupid millennial buying it despite no voice acting. Yeah, I'm the one that isn't demanding better. I'm part of the problem, chat. I'm sorry.
Thank
you. You can blame me.
Everyone go support Yozo. I'll be back with other streams later in the week. Yozo will be the Pokemon. Thank you for hanging out for the pod. Be lovely to Hanya. Until next time.
Bye, Jetpacks.
Bye, Jetpacks.
Bye.
This has been a Cynapse Inc. broadcast. Cynapse Inc. linking you with a safer tomorrow.